Sabbath, the day God rested. What does it really mean? In the beginning, before the first dawn broke across the horizon, before the stars danced in the night sky, God spoke, and it was so. Light pierced the darkness, waters gathered, land appeared, and life itself took its first breath at his command. 6 days of unmatched creation, each layer more magnificent than the last. But on the 7th day, God did something remarkable. He rested. Genesis 2:2-3. Why would the Almighty rest? Was he weary? Was he drained from the work of creation? No. This was not a rest born out of exhaustion. It was a rest of satisfaction, a divine pause to reflect on the perfection of his creation. He blessed that day, sanctified it, and set it apart, not just for himself, but for all humanity. Yet, look around. Churches gather on Sundays, mosques on Fridays, while the Sabbath remains largely forgotten. Man has redefined what God established, substituting his sacred rest for traditions of convenience. But I ask you, who gave us the authority to change what God himself ordained? The forgotten commandment. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Exodus 20:8. This is not a suggestion. It is a command inscribed by the very finger of God on tablets of stone. Exodus 31:18. No other commandment begins with the word remember, yet it is the one most widely ignored. For ancient Israel, the Sabbath was a symbol of deliverance. It was a day when chains were broken, debts were forgiven, and souls were restored. It was a reminder that the same God who created the universe with his breath also delivered his people from the grip of Egypt. And remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and the Lord your God brought you out from there. Deuteronomy 5:15. Yet, centuries later, something changed. Sunday took its place, ushered in by councils and decrees, not by the command of God, but by the traditions of men. The Convert's Catechism of Catholic Doctrine openly declares, the Church substituted Sunday for Saturday by the plenitude of that divine power which Jesus Christ bestowed upon her. But where is the verse? Where is the divine mandate that shifts the holiness of the 7th day to the 1st? Search the Scriptures. You will find none. Not a whisper from Christ, not a command from his disciples. Did Jesus change the Sabbath? Many claim that Christ abolished the Sabbath through his death and resurrection. But did he? Jesus himself declared, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them." Matthew 5:17. He kept the Sabbath, his disciples kept the Sabbath, and the early church continued to honor it. Luke 4:16, Acts 13:42-44. If it was good enough for Jesus, is it not good enough for us? Or have we become so comfortable with tradition that we neglect what God made holy? A call to return. The Sabbath is more than a mere day of rest. It is a weekly invitation to step away from the noise of the world and enter the presence of the Creator. It is a covenant between God and his people, a symbol of his provision and his faithfulness. The world may change, traditions may evolve, but God's word remains unshaken. His Sabbath, sanctified at creation, remains his gift to humanity, a reminder of his authority and our dependence. The question remains, will you follow the command of God or the traditions of men?